Vish, we've known each other for many years, and thank you again for stopping by GTS. And I know that in your career you've done all kinds of wonderful things. But today I would like to ask you about your investments. So if you just please state for our audience your name and what exactly is it that you do. I know, but I want them to know.
Sure, yeah. Well, thank you, Sasha. Yes, we have known each other for a long, long time, and I'm just delighted to be here again and love what you do with your Global Technology Symposium. This is one of a kind, and what's 17th year in the running now?
17th year.
17, yeah. So soon teenager life is going to be over for GTS, huh?
Yeah, I'm approaching adulthood.
Yeah, definitely.
You are a venture investor.
Yes,
right?
yeah, correct, yeah. So, in a nutshell, my background, I've been in the tech business my entire life. I can't imagine I've been working in this industry for 50 years, 50. 1969 was my first job in America, working as a design engineer for a computer company, and I've been in tech ever since. So, yes, a technology professional turned technology entrepreneur, turned technology company CEO, and now a technology investor for the last, now 18 years. So I love technology, I love startups, and so I enjoy doing it.
How do you find the companies to invest in? So, do you go to conferences? Do people bring them to you? How do you find your startups?
Well, I'm always out and about, as you see me, and we run into each other. So yeah, so I hang out with entrepreneurs, I hang out with investors, I hang out to other places where entrepreneurs hang out, and then now the opportunities basically come to me because having been in the industry for so long. People know me, so I get just a lot of referrals. So most opportunity that we see now, they come through introductions and referrals. But just along the way, one other thing I just also mentioned, I had the good fortune to be part of this amazing organization called TIE, the TIE Industry Entrepreneur, and we're 17th in the running, and all we do is just promote and foster entrepreneurship wherever it is welcome. So a lot of successful entrepreneurs, executives, are our members. So they also do a lot of referrals.
So it's important to have your own venue.
Yeah.
Because, I look for deals. One of the reasons I handle the symposium is because that is how I get my deal flow.
Yes.
But what is it you're looking for in an entrepreneur or a founder? What would she or he need to have in order to qualify for your investment?
Yes, yeah. So, because having been, around for so long and having seen thousands of companies, and we have invested like in hundreds of companies and, a lot of successful exits and whatnot. So now I look for basically three things. First and foremost, I just look at that person. I say, who are you as a person?
How can you decide it if you just met them? How
well,
can you decide
no, you don't
it?
decide. No. Yeah. Well, there's always first impression. Okay. We always, again, because we are all humans, we're biological creatures. So part of the stuff that happens, okay, when you and I see each other, or how you go to in a room full of 100 people, and all of a sudden, well, I like that person. I didn't care much about that person. How do we do that? So there's some kind of connection that occurs.
So the first impression is important.
First impression is always very, very important. Okay. So, but again, because the people come through referrals, now a lot more referrals, so that's good. So somebody says,
that
okay,
is a
this
part
person,
of your due diligence.
So, but you said, but I like to know more about the person. So, and one of the questions I ask a lot of entrepreneurs I meet, so why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur?
So what is the right answer?
And believe me, there is so many wrong answers to that question. People say, I want to change the world. Oh, I want to, become very rich, super rich.
Yeah, they don't
I want to
say
kill
that.
the competition. Of course they do that. When I ask them a question, that's what
They
they
say
tell
they
me.
want to be rich.
Oh, of course.
So what will be the most memorable answer that you like?
The most memorable answer that I like from them is, I really want to uplift other people's lives. Because when you and I are entrepreneurs, okay, when we want to create a business, whatever we produce, we don't consume. Somebody else consumes. So if somebody says, I'm glad that you're giving me this product or this service, it really enhances my life. It makes me feel good. It makes me
Does
better.
it have to have this, billion-dollar potential exit?
No, nothing to do with that. It purely because, and if you are just really, so that is a very, very good stuff to have. That should be your focus. And then the next question, so whose lives do you want to improve? That comes, we call them customers. But, basically, ultimately, somebody had to buy your services, pay for your services, and feel good about it. That, I'm happy that I got this product, I'm happy that I got services. So you have to know those people. And if you don't know how to connect with those people, it's very hard for you to really understand what is it that they really like or don't like, what is it they want and they don't want. So I look at for this person first and say, so when you come with a business idea, how so? How have you come to that conclusion that indeed is a good business, that indeed is a good service? Most people, are pretty superficial. They read a report. Well, I read a report that this is hot, or that.
Speaking of hot,
Yeah.
what are the trends that you think are hot?
Well,
You're from Silicon Valley. What are the industries?
well, okay. The definition of hot, as you know, has changed over the time. But being in the technology field, let's focus on the tech sector. Since we're in the tech sector here, this is a global technology symposium. So if you take a look at the technology, if you come from the technology domain, like let's say myself, for example, or you, other people who come from the technology domain, that means you have a sense of the industry. You know where the industry is, and you have your own sense of where you think the industry is kind of headed, of course. So I mean, look at the computing as a good example. Okay, how when the first computing started, how I started with the mainframe computers. Now we are into an entirely different age. So you already know what's happening, what innovations are coming place, and what innovations may, have a better use, for the market in the future. Because when you're trying to invest, you're not investing
right.
in the
Today,
past.
right.
You're investing in the future.
Right, 10 years out.
Yeah. So, and most times the case, not a question of what's really hot. Of course, we all know what's kind of hot. I mean, we have, and then, we create all the buzzwords around the industry. Used to be mainframes, okay, then, client server, and then, mini computers, PCs, internet, all that stuff. So now in this whole situation, because the computers have become ubiquitous, we are carrying mainframe in our pocket.
Yeah, right.
This is meant,
And
okay.
we hold
Yeah, and you're holding to it. So now our life lives over here. So technology in a general, especially let's say the mobile technology, for example, is creating a lot of opportunities. So how, and now because also the massive amount of data being generated now, so what do you do with the data? How can you make business out of data? So that's why, we talk about AI and machine learning, pretty, hot buzzword these days. True, I mean, there are applications for AI and machine learning. They're not going to replace humans anytime soon, that contrary to what people think. But because the technology making things possible, so things, and the cloud is another big stuff, because again, from the mainframe to client server, now the cloud, and people are trying to use, cloud technologies. So, and now a lot of conversation going on about security, cybersecurity in particular, big time, because every country, every state, every city, is worried about that. Every boardroom have a cybersecurity conversation, so any people can come up with those technology in the security side.
So really, you're looking globally.
Yeah.
It's not that all the innovation and all those breakthroughs happen in Silicon Valley, even though it seems that way. But you have seen enough coming out of India, right?
Yeah. The innovation, again, same thing. These things are because the technology, internet, all kinds of globalization has occurred. Yeah, Silicon Valley has, definitely has been the heartbeat of innovation for a long time. It's going to continue to be that way. But other economies are now catching up, and they're emulating the idea that talent, knowledge, doesn't need borders. Electrons can travel from one place to the other.
What is the difference between a professional investor and somebody who just made a little bit of money and decided to invest? Is there really an art? Is it any technology people in the investment world use, or you just decide where to invest? You just have money and you go invest?
No, professional investor, because see, when the professional investor, let's say venture capitalists, for example, they're investing other people's money. So they have a fiduciary also for that money. They have to make the money work for their own investor, which are limited partners. A lot of the other investors, okay, all of a sudden, okay, you discover new wealth, you say, I want to be an investor. The issue there is that these people, I mean, not all of them, but some of them, they lack the discipline to be an investor. They will fall in love with the idea. They will fall in love with the entrepreneur, okay? And that means they'll go native with the business as opposed to being, pure investor, okay? Am I going to make money with this venture or not? Am I going to make money with this team or not? So that's the big difference. So the discipline, the governance that the professional investors bring to the table does not occur from these individual private investors, because a lot of times it's a mood money. You got good money and, well, I just decided to invest, okay?
Right. And then you lose it, and that's pretty much
then you
it.
lose it, and then, so fine. So, but if you can set a budget aside, fine, I have this much wealth, and I want to just leave this much money to play money, that's fine, go for it. And tell people that yes, I'm having a great time, it's my play money. But if you really want to be a professional investor, then you have to, it's not charity anymore, so you have got to make sure that that's the investment that you make gives the return that you desire.
Speaking of returns, how many funds really do that 1000x, 10x is good, right? But all the funds, even like we know, they probably, if they do 2-3, should be happy.
Well,
so what is the magic number? A fund is successful if you return what?
Well, I do know historically. Look at even venture. You've been a VC, we're in VC. We know that stuff. Okay, I mean every venture from you name. We don't need to name names, but basically always one or two companies that return the entire fund, and a lot of companies, they go nowhere. So this is no different. Okay, this is going to continue. Okay, and the other thing. Okay, a lot of times, okay, because people say, well, so and so, we live in a world where, attribution is very important, okay? So if you get behind a successful entrepreneur or you are part of a successful, investment, all of a sudden, Sasha Johnson walks on water, and, Sasha Johnson, she just sank in the ocean, right. I don't know.
And neither of it is true, right?
Neither of it is true.
Right?
So part of that, I think that a lot of people, even though, and I tell you, all our good colleagues, VC colleagues, they'll tell us, listen, we just got lucky. We were there, okay? It's not that we really had the magic wand or the formula or we could see the future in the distance. No, we just got lucky. So, but the thing is that you have to you have to stay,
more times than
but you
others.
have to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Because if you are a professional investor, you have to stay in the game, and you got to understand, yes, not every investment will pan out, and you got to be objective about it. Some will pan out, and most will not pan out. And so
you just keep going.
You just have to keep going, because you cannot just give up on the profession, just like any profession. If you really are, and more you are in it, you'll get better with it over time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vish.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Sasha. Delighted to be speaking with you here. Okay, thank you.
See you again.